Good morning, YouTube. John here with Ryan Family Farm. Going out to feed the animals this morning, and I kind of wanted to, rant, to be honest. Mandy told me I couldn't, but it's probably going to end up being that. So stick around. A lot of good information going to come at you. Turkey says good morning, too. Morning, piggers. Hey, no fighting, you guys. The pigs are fighting. I can't get the grain to them quick enough. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm working on it. Hey, Big Thelma. You sure are a pretty pig. Okay. Everybody's got their feed now, so hopefully they're happy. Deaky, we gotta go check on the chickens. Oh, are you guys good on water? Looks like they're good on water. There you go. You got a lot to say today. You always got a lot to say, though. So I don't pay a whole lot of attention to meat prices because, we pretty much grow everything we eat here, so we're not buying meat. But if you haven't noticed, it's a little bit expensive. And I'm going to try to explain why. So I guess we should explain how the cattle market works as far as the life cycle of a calf to a feeder to a slaughter weight animal. I'm a cow-calf producer. Recent years, I've changed that and diversified a little more into pigs, sheep, chickens, eggs. But cow-calf producers have cattle on the farm that are bred on the farm that have calves on the farm. They get to about 500 pounds, and then they're taken to a stockyard somewhere where they're sold. They're auctioned off to the highest bidder. From there, they go to a feedlot where they're finished out. Then one of the four big producers takes that animal, cuts it up, packages it, and sends it out to the grocery stores for you. Now, if you take into consideration 85% of the market is controlled by those four processors, and I probably would venture to say they own most of the feedlot, who do you think's getting pinched? Yeah, the cow-calf producer and the end user, me and you. So, let me get my cheat sheet out here. Those four meat packers, producers, whatever we're going to call them here, their last fiscal year, one had a 32% increase, one had a 60% increase, one had a 70% increase, and one had a 91% increase in net income for a total of 18.6 billion with a B in net income. So I'd say they're probably doing okay. So let's go back to 1998. The pork market collapsed. Farmers were getting roughly 60 cents a pound, and it dropped to 8 cents overnight. So a 300-pound hog, they would have got $24 for it. Most of them went out of business. The bigger ones that stayed in business, they had to sign contracts with these meat packers. And for $24 a pig, they probably didn't have much choice. I'm sure that the meat packers benefit a little bit better than the farmer did, but at that point, It's about all they could do. Here's a statement from a large national supermarket chain. After the pig market had collapsed, it says, "We're moving product. But if your question is why haven't our prices come down, that generally doesn't happen." So none of the drop in that got passed on to the consumer. These meat packers were making the money, and I'm sure they were probably overcharging the grocery store still compared to what they were paying for it, but never got passed on to you and I. So that brings us to the why don't they do this to cattle farmer? Well, they can't. If they could, they would. They would collapse the cattle market, and they would put us all out of business. It's hard to do. Pigs don't need a lot of room. You can feed them just grain, and they'll do fine. Cattle have to have grass. They have to have more room. So until they figure out how to do that, we're probably going to be okay, with the exception of they're going to keep pinching us on our end and not pay us what we need to survive. Cow-calf operations, they can't make it. We haven't made money in years. We do it because we love it. We love the animals, and we love being out here every day and trying to just fighting to survive and keep moving forward. Another thing that definitely needs to be talked about is imports. So out of these 4 meat packers, 2 of them are based in the U.S. and 2 of them are based in Brazil. The market imports a lot of beef, or the packers, I should say. They import a lot of beef, and the Canada-Mexico market are the 2 biggest, which makes sense. They're pretty easy to get the cattle here from there. But the big thing that surprised me is in the last year, Brazil, which 2 of these packers are based from, increased 42% imports to the U.S. in beef. Now, you also have to keep in mind that they raise the animals there, they finish them out, they kill them, but they don't process them. They get put on a ship and they're brought here. Then the meat packers here process the animal, package it, and send it to the supermarket. Because they do that here, it gets a U.S. stamp on it. So you buy stuff from the grocery store that says U.S. beef, it may not be. It could have came from anywhere. But as long as they package it here, legally they can put U.S. beef on that package and sell it to you as a animal that was born and raised here in the United States. They obviously are getting them cheaper there. Shipping cost, I don't know how that comes into play, but it's not U.S. beef. So what does all this mean? Well, for us, it's been diversify. We've changed the way we're doing business. We still do the cow-calf pairs, but we also finish some of the cattle out. What that means is we had to start growing our own corn and mixing our own feed. It wouldn't have been feasible for us to do that if we were having to buy feed because of the cost. So we do that. We finish them out. I sell them for the Angus $2 a pound. That gives you animal is going to cost you $2,000. It's going to cost you about 50 cents roughly to process that animal. So you're going to have $2,500 in an animal. If you break that down, you're going to get about 400 pounds of meat back, and you're going to spend $6.30 roughly a pound. I don't know. You have to do the math there. I don't know if you've seen how much ground beef costs, but you're almost there just in ground beef, not to mention steak and roast and however you decide to have it cut up. If that's too much, split it. You can split it 8 ways with people. We don't care as farmers. We're going to take that animal, drop it off at processors for you, and you decide what you do from there with it. But get out and support a local farmer who's out here doing what they love every day and trying to stay afloat in this market. I hope you found this informational. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, please. I'm John with Ryan Family Farm, and we will see you next time.